These poor females are such amazing mothers. This one is suckling two cubs whilst standing up. So just imagine how uncomfortable that is for her, with the two of them actually scrapping with each other and fighting with each other. And she's up because she's heard noises in the distance, so she stood up to keep watch over the entire pride, make sure that there's nothing serious or dangerous on its way. I think she probably heard that jackal moving about, and she's just not quite sure what it is. In the meantime, the cubs just refuse to give her any rest and are now dangling from the poor thing's nipples. I mean, that is so incredible. It must be... Oh! Woof. And fighting with each other at the same time. With those sharp teeth and those sharp little claws. In the meantime, the poor other female has got the roundest belly in the world and two cubs attached as well, two of the larger cubs. She can't quite find a comfortable position to rest her back leg. I guess the cub will do. She was also suckling standing up a moment ago. These animals really truly are incredible. And lots of tantrums happening between the cubs. Competition for access to milk is now at its highest point. But for now, everybody seems to have found their place. Oh, girl, don't you think it would be easier if you lay down? That really doesn't look comfortable. No, there is something. There's something that these lionesses have heard. I don't know what it is. You can see they're on alert. Now, they don't need to feel threatened by anything like a hyena, for example, because they've got, first of all, safety in numbers. There's 4 large lionesses. The youngest is missing. There's also one Birmingham boy. There we go. Relaxed a little bit. Now, even with their full bellies, if something were to stumble across the scene, it is not impossible that they would attempt to initiate a hunting effort, even as well fed as they are. Especially because the males probably, although I must say they all look full, but the male probably did get the lion's share of this food. I think the reason that the lionesses look as full as they do, it's just supposition at this point, but I think that Birmingham boy was distracted with other things on his mind. Yesterday when I was with the Nkuhumas, Birmingham boy number 3, or Mo as he is sometimes referred to as, he was the one courting the youngest lioness. With Samson sitting in the distance keeping an eye on the whole deal. Now, things have switched around, and the youngest lioness is missing, and so is the Birmingham male with the large injury on the right-hand side of his face. I think he won a fight, because apparently, according to Alec, he was the one that was actually instrumental in bringing the buffalo down. I think that's one of the big reasons why the lionesses have lucked out with this particular meal and managed to look as full as they do. I think the males were involved in a little bit of a skirmish last night. Distraction. Now, Nicole in Canada, it's hard to believe that this kill was made last night, isn't it? I mean, this buffalo is now almost completely gone. Oh, shame. They are relentless. Sorry, just listen to the sounds. It's one of my favorite sounds in the world. Okay, quiet again. Sorry, I didn't want to talk over all of that interesting vocalization. And apparently the lions don't want me to talk at all, which is fair enough. Right, sorry, Nicole. To get back to your question, you wanted to know if they would go for a healthy buffalo or a skinny buffalo. Now, generally, predators will go for a weak sort of member of the herd, one that looks slower. And generally, though, it's not really so much about whether they're skinny or fat, it's whether they're fast or slow, or weak or strong. So the skinny ones are most likely to be the slowest. They won't not be able to keep up with the herd. But that's not always the case. We've seen the Nkuhumas go for massive male buffalo in prime condition and still bring them down. So it's more about whichever individual they just happen to separate and catch. There's no set plan, although I think there is a degree of planning with the lionesses. There isn't a set plan where one lioness points to a buffalo and goes, that one, we're getting that one, or where all of members of the pride know that they're going for that really skinny looking one at the back. They just go. They chase, they hunt, and as soon as one spits away, then they know which ones to target. Now, it's not necessarily about going for the weakest member, or the weakest member of the herd. They just often happen to be prime targets because they're slower. Do you, little one? You got the sulks now, because you aren't not getting any milk. I don't suggest you take it out on Amber Eyes. I'm imagining things. I don't think I'm imagining things. Sorry, back to Amber Eyes, talking about her. I think she's pregnant. I think Brent is absolutely right. You can't from the camera's angle see her nipples, but I think they are looking more prominent. I mean, look, she's so full of food, it's impossible to tell at the moment.